So yesterday we looked at Genesis 8, where God calls everybody evil and the human heart is evil. And then God's covenant with Noah. Then God blessed Noah and his son, saying, "Then be fruitful and increase in number," blah, blah, blah. And then it also talks about how you have to have an accounting of the lifeblood. Now, I ended up actually writing a paper about this verse, um, essentially because of how this basically, I think this is like God explaining how to do agriculture. Um, but then it also says, I establish with you, never again will all life be destroyed by the waters of a flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, "This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth." This is just weird, because why? Why is the sign of the covenant the rainbow, which is going to remind you of the flood? It's just God is being petty here. I don't like this verse. So yes, and then Noah curses Canaan, which is where is Canaan? Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father undressed. So yeah, okay. So Ham causes Canaan to be cursed, and it's a whole thing. This verse is just like rude and gross, and I don't like it. And it makes me angry that God's like, yeah, I flooded the earth, but I won't do it again. But it's not that he won't do it again; it's that he won't do it again via flood. So he could do it by fire, he could do it by thunder, he could do it by 10 million other different ways. He doesn't say he's not going to destroy the earth. And like legit, destroying the earth is not okay, because destroying everybody on earth is just not a thing that you should do. Is you just, even if you're a god, you shouldn't be destroying the earth. Now, I suppose it is slightly better than Enlil from the Epic of Gilgamesh, who just is like, the humans are making too much noise. I shall destroy them. But it's still, I don't like it. This verse doesn't show that humans are evil. This verse actually kind of shows that God's kind of evil and petty and is like, yep, I won't do that again, but I might do it a different way. I understand that they like have to put it in there because like that God did say that he was going to make a covenant with Noah after the whole thing, and then he did make the covenant. But it's just no, no. Like you're supposed to look up at the rainbow and be like, and be like, huh, God's not going to flood the earth now. I should feel better. And you're supposed to remember, oh right, God did that once before, and then he said he'd never do it again via a flood. So, like reading this chapter makes me think like, yikes, just yikes. But yeah, I don't have much thoughts on Genesis 9 other than yikes, because of the covenant, and then Noah cursing his grandson, um, and then and then also Canaan, the land of Canaan becoming the promised land. I think that's what happens, where it's like there's Canaanites and then the Israelites get the Canaanite land. I think that's what happens in the biblical text, whereas historically it's more likely that like the Israelites and the Canaanites were there and then the cultures kind of merged and all sorts of stuff. I read a book by Richard Elliott Friedman about the Exodus, which we'll talk about there, where it's like maybe the Levites weren't there originally, but it's a whole thing where it's kind of terrifying to think that God didn't say he'd never destroy the earth again. He just said he'd never flood it again. And that scares me as a reader of the biblical text, whether you believe in God or not. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget you can support me on Cameo for $11. Um, it's 25 cameos a month pays my phone bill. So actually, if that ever happened, that would be epic. Probably gonna make some more videos later today. Don't really know. I have 6 days off from school. So I might be doing some fun stuff later.